Hey guys, it's LegoBowTies here, and today we're doing a tutorial on basically how to make a really smooth stop motion animation, because a lot of people have trouble with this. Let me just take my headphones off. And yeah, a lot of people have trouble with it, and some people find it quite hard to do, and they can't get it right, and sometimes it looks choppy. And I'm going to show you how to do it with a very cheap program called Corel Video Studio Pro, which you can probably see, and it's the newest one, the times 6, but you can get it for a download on the website for about 30 quid, which is, I think, a really good price, and easy. So I've just connected my webcam, which is the Logitech HD Pro webcam. I think it's the C920, which I have two of. I bet if you look them up, which you probably already have, but just so you can see the full name, there you go. Basically, they are pretty expensive, because these are good webcams that I bought. But you can use any webcam, but I wouldn't recommend using an external DLSR, because they're actually, you have to use a specific one for this program. And I tried with one of my cameras, and I spent 6 hours, didn't even work. So anyway, I got these from Amazon when I was getting my green screen stuff. So I chose a couple of those, and now I have them. So basically that's the story of how I have them. But anyway, here we are. So I'm just moving the camera here with my hand. So what you want to first have is, you want to make sure you have a sort of base for your camera, so it stays on, so you don't move it about, like this, because then your animation will look a bit weird. So I don't know how I'm going to show you this, but with this camera, there's like an underneath bit, which just is very, if I really press on it, it's really hard to move. But I can knock it a couple times, and that can happen. But I'm not sure how I'm gonna really show you what it is, but yeah. Anyway, this is gonna be a little tutorial on how to do animation. I think I'll keep it here, because this looks pretty nice here. There we go. And yes, there's some other characters. So we're gonna be using Bob today. There we go. There's Bob. And let's have them start here. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to do a simple walking cycle. So what you want to make sure is your camera is positioned in a place. You want to have a backdrop, like I have here. Actually, I'll just move it over. This is what I've built, and here's my TARDIS over here, and that's the camera I chose to use it with. Anyway, yeah, so that's my backdrop, right there. And what you want to do is, you want to have your camera placed down in a good position that you want it, and make sure that it's focused in if it's a focus camera, and yeah, just like that. But it can be any quality. It doesn't really matter the quality. If you want a really awesome one, then you're gonna have to pay a little bit. But anyway, yeah, this program is really good for stop motion, and it has its onion skinning here, which you want to set about the middle, and I'll show you what onion skinning is in a minute if you don't know what it is. But yeah, you want to put your capture resolution 960 by 720, but you can put it higher. Like, I could put it at this, but yeah, my camera's not suited to that, so it won't actually work. So my camera is suited to this this resolution, but it may automatically set your camera, and that is the one you want to stay on. So you want to make sure your camera's stable and won't move about. You want to make sure you have a good lighting source, which I have got a regular desk lamp, and what I've done with it is I've taken the shader off. For me, that's a personal option. You can do it any way you want. I've just got that so it goes around the whole base, because I've only got one desk lamp, and I'll just show you it. There you go. That's what I got. Just no shader on it. Which is personal preference. But yeah, you want to have one of those unless your room is really bright that you're filming it in. And you want to, actually, really important, you want to have a minifigure that you want to animate, because otherwise you've got nothing to animate. And yeah, so before we start, I just want to say, if you don't know what stop motion is, if your first time doing any sort of animation, stop motion is basically a form of animation that allows different pictures, so a picture and then another picture and another picture to animate something. So I'll show you. So I'll just do a little test. So you got this, and that's what onion skinning does. It shows you like the layout of the picture you've taken. So you know, this is basically what stop motion is. You know, you move in, take another picture, and also, if you want it to look really smooth, but you may have to take a lot of pictures, put it at 1 frame, which is what I normally do because I think it looks the best. And that's why I'm only moving it very slightly. So if you're on a different one, if you're on about 4, then you want to move it quite a lot in 1, but it will look a bit more snappy. It won't look smooth. So what I've just done here is I've made something like this. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. So what we can do is we can start moving it back down, so we are ready to take another shot. This is a really, that's not gonna look very good, but I'm just doing that because we want this to be a pretty fast tutorial. So you know, obviously yours will probably look better. And I'll show you one I made before as well. So I think what I want to do is, because mine is a little bit not in focus. Wait, let's turn the onion skinning down. Because mine's a little bit not in focus, we'll have a walking sequence from back here. Yeah, because that'll look quite neat as well. And we need so that little Lego piece over there to fill the gap. You see, so we've got a gap in the corner because I like to have all gaps filled. You know, it's a personal thing. And by the way, if you're wondering how I have the massive black bits that you saw before, they're just the back of some boxes that I have, and I've glue tacked them to the surface. So yeah, you can use whatever. Like, you can even use base plates, like the massive Lego base plates, like the one, like this one here, this one, like this, that, and you may want to blue tack them or stick them or whatever. You might even want to build a huge wall like we have, like a massive version of it, or anything like that. But anyway, exclamation done. I will show you how to do a walking cycle, and I'll probably throw in a little bit of other types of animation as well, like vehicles and stuff. So anyway, let's capture our first image. There you go. First image done. Then what you want to do is you want to move the first leg that you're using out slightly, and you want to push the arm forward or backwards. Personal preference, I like it forwards when the arm is forward, but sometimes, you know, I do it backwards as well. You want to put the other arm backwards and the other arm forward, so opposite, pretty much. That one's too far, the other one. But yeah, you don't need to spend too long doing this. When you do this for a while, you'll tend to be able to do it very quickly. I'm just doing this for the purpose of the tutorial. So you want to take that, and then you want to balance your figure on like that. You don't want to actually push it down on anything, you want to balance it. And then you want to catch your image. And then you want to push it down on that one, on the little bubble in front of it. And then straighten the torso and take a picture. And then what you want to do is you want to put it straight down like it's just standing up. Like that. So we have our first animation and then a really, really tiny step. But yeah, if we go back to capture mode, let's put on onion skinning. And by the way, onion skinning does make it darker because of the layers. That is not just me. So let's see how much that is. That's absolutely fine. So we've just taken a step with this leg. We now want to use the other one. So actually, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to put the onion skinning off so you can see what my hand is doing. So that should be about right. So if you look at onion skinning, it's different. So what you want to do, you want to push one arm forward and one arm backwards. Easy and simple. See, it's not as hard as you probably thought it was, but it is very time consuming, so you do want to have a lot of time on your hands. to do that. And I will show you some errors that can be made as well. But also another tip: if you aren't doing it at a massive, like at 1 frame or 2 frames or 3 frames, about 4 frames, you can skip that middle step of balancing it, and then it still looks like a normal walking. It doesn't look as snappy as it would if you did it with that, because if you do more frames, if you do more you know, image duration, like 4 frames per image, then it will look worse if you do more photos. If you do more photos and less frame, then it will look really smooth. So anyway, we can go again, and I'm gonna sort of skip doing the arms a little bit as we go further, because, you know, I don't want to take too long. But, you know, then again, I might just fast forward the video for you guys' purpose. But this will probably be, the final animation will be at the end of this video, or I will just post it as a different animation. And by the way, I don't think I may have not put this on the about section, but if I haven't, I will. My microphone, because some of my friends were asking me what microphone I use, because it's good on Skype and stuff, and I'm using the really awesome, which I massively suggest buying, the Blue Yeti, not the Blue Yeti Pro, just the normal Blue Yeti, because I think it's the most amazing thing I've ever bought, apart from this webcam, which is awesome. I think it is absolutely brilliant, and I recommend to anyone looking for a microphone, they buy the Blue Yeti, because the different modes on it, it can go from, you can pretty much change where it outputs from, where it inputs from, sorry, but it is also an output as well, because you can plug your headphone straight into it, you can hear yourself, so it's really, I think personally it's really good for vocals as well, because, you know, I do some singing as well, I used to, and I used it for vocals, and it was really good. Yeah, so I know that's not really about stop motion, but, you know, not everything has to be, does it? This is more like getting a little podcast session with me here. It may have been a little bit too far forward. But you can actually, you know what, this is going to sound really weird, this is going to sound very podcasty, but this can be really relaxing to do sometimes. When you're bored, or when you can't be bothered to live life any longer and you've got nothing else to do, you want to do this, because this is probably the funnest hobby you can have. Yeah, because I don't know if you guys know, but I do a lot of graphical effects and stuff like that in my spare time. And, you know, that's my hobby, that's what I want to do. So there we go. Foot step. Yeah, like that. And like that. And you want to do the final one up until your character is completely off screen. Because otherwise it will look like, you know, he's just disappeared. And there we go. But, you know, obviously you can see the little shadow there, but that's not a huge deal, but you can do a couple more steps if you want to as well. But for this tutorial, and look, I've done a lighting error there as well. I will show you how to fix those actually. So here we go, this is what we made, and as you can see, that was a really nice walking thing, but it was a bit fast, so let's put it at 2 frames. There we go, that isn't, and you saw that little flicker of light, but that is a walking animation. That is how you do it. Obviously we've got that one flicker of light that is not, that is not good. I will delete that frame, and it won't, that one step won't look as good, but still it's less flickery, and yeah. And yeah, so you rather have more than one light, unlike me, but you know, I haven't got another light, and they're pretty expensive. And I never got the chance to buy one. But anyway, that's how you do a walking sequence, which is, you know, it's cool, isn't it? And, you know, what you can do is you can add a, I will actually show you that as well after. You can add a walking sound effect that makes it really, really nice. And obviously, as you might have seen my short before that I made, and you know, it looks good with the walking effect, but you know, I wasn't using this webcam at the time. And yeah, so what I will do is I will show you guys now how to make an animation with a car. So I'm just gonna find one of my car things. And here we go. Let's put that back to capture mode. And here's the car, and you know, you might recognize it in videos, but anyway, let's put our Bob on the car right now. There we go. There's Bob. He looks happy on the car, he really does. And what the car is probably, as you expect, very easy. So I'll catch the image here, and then I'm gonna do this so it looks very nice and slow, because I'm gonna have a very nice slow moving car. So all you have to do, move it forward a tiny bit. I would say about one little stud, if you've got a Lego car that moves like that. Remember, you can do this with any vehicle, like a bike or something, but you know, a bike will probably go faster, so you want to do it maybe 2 studs at a time, if you're doing it on the same frame. If not, then you can make it less frames. Here we go, here's Bob on his car, and let's you know what, we can have him turn his head a little bit, even though it's going to look a bit off there. You know, he's turned his head a little bit. Let's have him turn it a little bit again, move it forward, and then there you go, just like he's turning around. So yeah, so what I would normally do is, if I was setting that up, I would take a bit of the light away, but you know, let's make it seem like it's on a sunny day, and have the car go straight past. So it's going to go into my TARDIS model in a second. Yeah, you want to have more space than I do as well, because I don't have that much space on my set here. And yeah, you can actually call it a set. Right, let me just do that. I was just moving something out of the way. And you also want to make sure that your set doesn't move at all. So you might want to blue tack that or sellotape that to whatever surface you're on. I'm just using my desk that's next to my laptop, and all the specs of that are on my about section, and so is I think the full specs. Oh, you see there? I moved it. So what we want to do is, that is actually a great example of what happens. So now, if we onion skin that is where it was before. So what we want to do is this can be quite tricky to do. But what you really want to do is you want to move it to the exact position it was in, and you want to make sure that everything is in the exact same ratio as possible. Well, you want to make it as like it as possible, because obviously you won't be able to put it in the exact same position because you're not a genius, but you want to try and put it in the closest position to it as possible, and I think that is almost exact there. And I think, just to focus on the car, I think that's going to be fine, even though it is quite off. And yeah, that actually shows you what can be a problem, and that's why I need to get a stand. Anyway, this is what we've done so far. So we got a walking sequence, and then we got Bob on his car driving past, and it does look good. It does look good, and even if you can clearly see that you know, that moving of the camera, it doesn't actually look too bad because it sort of looks like the camera's following it just for a bit. But it does look a bit weird how the same character just walks past and then drives past on his car. But yeah, that is how you do it with a car. Let me think of what else I can show you. I can show you actually. I can show you how to do it with a Dalek. No. By the way, not sure if you guys know this, but this Dalek is from one of the Doctor Who like other brand sets. But yeah, the Dalek can be quite tricky sometimes because they can be moved very easily. So what we want to do, just take a photo of background first, and even if you can just see a tiny bit of the Dalek, you still want to move it like that. And with these ones, they can clip onto Lego, obviously, but you don't want to clip them on because then they only clip onto like certain bits sometimes, and you know, you have to take them off, and sometimes the bottom bit sticks because the bottom bit does come off as well. And I like to use these personally just because they're easy and I don't have to make my own, you know, full Lego ones. But all you want to do is push them forward really slightly, and then they look literally like they're doing it. And I will do actually another tutorial on how to edit your films like this, and using this program and another one. And with the Dalek you can move them about quite a bit because, you know, the Daleks don't go in a straight line. And also I want to start a series just about Doctor Who quite a lot because I am a huge Doctor Who fan and I know literally everything from 2005 obviously, because that is when I started watching. Yeah, because I'm a 2000 person, born on the turn of the century and millennium. Oh, you see I moved it again. That should not happen to me so often as it does, but you know, it did. And I think that's fine. But yeah, because I'm doing this quite fast and in a position I shouldn't be. So you want to make sure your position from your hand and your webcam is pretty far. Also, another thing, check me out on Twitter, because I will post spoilers and stuff there. And I know it says GFX Designs for You, but that's just because it's my other channel. You know, I go, hey guys, GFX Designs for You here. Yeah, you might know that if you've come from there. If you haven't, go check it out. It's on the side of my channel. On my featured channels, but it's not called that. It's called my other channel or something. I can't remember what I called it. But anyway, there we go. And you can get free intros there as well. Free intros for your channel. But you know, yeah, that's that channel. That's not this. But yeah, what was I talking about? I was going to do editing tutorial. Anyway, before I say anything about that, here is what we've done so far. So we've got Bob walking, then driving, and then we'll have a Dalek. So that's what the Dalek looks like. Very, very simple. The Dalek is the most simple one out of them all. Very simple. And you know, not any big thing. It's just, you know, what you can do. And with these Daleks, what's the only disadvantage is probably the fact that the head moves independently to everything else. This doesn't move at all. This doesn't move. So yeah, and yeah, what I was talking about them getting stuck. So to do one of those like Dalek things, you'd have to do the head moving, and then you have to do the whole, and then you'd have to have, you know how they do it, they move like this and the head moves sideways again like that, sort of like that sort of thing. But anyway, yeah, so I wonder if there's anything else I can show you guys, because I have a lot of time in my hands right now. No, I couldn't show you that. Not show you what I was going to show you. I was going to show you a sort of like R2-D2 sort of thing, but you know, that's basically like the Dalek. But you know what I can show you? Oh yes, obviously I can show you what it is to have an item in their hand. What I do. So let's grab Bob off his car, because I still have him on his car, and I will grab a coffee mug. I have one of these coffee mugs. You'll probably have a few if you've been a Lego collector for a while. Yeah, very simple these. You'd see them in my intro actually. There's a guy holding them in the background. And another thing, if you want to animate background characters, and if you're having people having a chat with a coffee cup, and you're animating background characters who are walking, you want to pay more attention to the background characters than you do on the other ones, because if you forget to do one of them, you'd rather forget to have someone taking a sip of coffee than stopping walking randomly. So yeah, that is actually quite a biggie. So anyway, here we go. Here we have Bob here. Let's have a close-up on Bob here, because we don't want any background movement. So basically, we can have him having he's sitting on the floor, Bob. You know, he's real a junkie. I don't even know how to use that word properly. But he's a real, you know, he doesn't like the tables that they have at the coffee store. So yeah, so he's gonna do this. So there's a photo of Bob. Got one photo, and then you want to move the arm down, and then maybe turn the face as well. You want to turn the face and move the arm, and you know, just do one more of the face. And then what you want to do is you want to onion skin it, put onion skinning on, and then you want to take him off and put the coffee cup in his hand, and then try and remember where you put him, which is, I think for me it was here, like that. So if I, you know, as you can see, if you did something like that, it would look like he's picked up the coffee mug, you want to move it like that, move his head a little bit back, still move it up, still move that like that, move that like that, and move the mug again, keep moving it like this, and you want to move it very slowly, you know, to make it look as smooth as possible. But you know, that all depends on the frame rate, and actually after this I will show you what it is like to have different frame rates, and then we can have Bob having a few sips of his lovely, I'll be British, because I am, his lovely tea. It's the same photo twice, yes I know. And basically you can have him do that for a while, and just keep capturing photos with it if you want to do a break. Unless you can just snip the video at different points to make it long. But I like to do it like that because, you know, it's a lot easier, because then it comes in one video. And you can have him having another sip of coffee. Tea. And like that. So, what we've got so far is we've got Bob walking, Bob driving, and then Dalek. And then we've got, that's what it looks like. You see? Very nice and simple. And, you know, I think personally it looks great. So, anyway, I want to show you what it's like with different frames per second. So, when you're finished with your movie on your frames, you can just press save, and then exit. And then where it will be on your samples there. So, go back to stop motion, and wait for it to find my camera. There we go. And now, we're going to go on 4 frames, which personally I don't really like. But anyway, without further ado, here is, I'm going to just show you some hand movements, and I think then we're going to end the tutorial, because it has been pretty long, but it does show you. So, you've got that, just a picture of it, and what you want to do is you want to move it quite a lot. As you can see, like, quite a lot. And if possible, you want to do basically 4 movements, so you do want to do it quite a lot. And then you want to go, you want to lift the other one up as well. So you see I'm doing it much more than I did before, and that's only because of the frame rate. There we go. And that will basically look like, you know, it will look a lot smoother than if you did, for example, if I go back to capture mode and I turn his hands down, now I go, let's just delete all of these actually, because we want to start fresh. So you want to do that, and then if you go just a little bit at a time and do what would look great on 1, it wouldn't look so great on 4. That sounds like I'm talking about TV now. Like, what would look great on BBC 1 looks great on BBC 4. But yeah, no copyright intended. I don't even know why I said that. Not even needed, but if you look at this on 1, so you're on, actually 2 would be a good thing for this. 2 is good for hand movement, so 1 or 2 looks like that, but 4, it looks like this, which, you know, is not great. And if you do something like 5, won't look great, and then, you know, you'd rather have it on maybe 3. Yeah, see, 3 looks alright, but I think 2 and especially 1 looks the best for that sort of thing. So anyway, thanks for watching this tutorial. And one more thing before we go, I'm just going to show you, because I put this video on Facebook, this test, and I put some rain in it, and you know, a lot of people were asking, how the hell did you put rain in it? And I don't know where my thing's gone. Oh yeah, it's down here, isn't it? How I put rain in it, and you know, a lot of people were asking me, all you do is go to FX, and then, where is it? Rain is here somewhere, I'm just not seeing it. There is literally one that says rain. Where is it? There it is. And basically, you know, that just adds a simple rain effect. It looks really nice. And yeah, this is actually quite a good short that we've made. So, you know, there's him drinking coffee, and yeah, that was our last one. And I will show you, because I promised, the one that I had made earlier, and that I just had a stupid little 5-second countdown effect. So here you go. Here's the one I made earlier that has now gone weird. Here is the one I made earlier. You know what? I will make this better by actually getting the actual file I made it with, and you know, taking, and yeah, this actually shows a good bad thing I did, which you can see lots of light flickering. So that is actually why I added the rain effect, was to make it look like lightning. So if you put rain in that, and I played it, put it about there, and I played it, then it would look, yeah, it looks like lightning, not that. But I actually just want to test this out. What does the lens flare look like with this thing? That is going to look ridiculous with the lens flare. Yeah, that is too lens flareness. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Like it, follow me on Twitter, subscribe please, because you know, the more subscribers I get, the more shorts I'll do. That's how it's gonna work. And you know, when I get to around 100 subscribers, I will do a vlog, so you'll be able to see. Well, actually no, I've done that already. I'm stupid. Right, I was gonna do something else and I forgot. It'll be something that, oh yes, that's it, a full studio tour. The tour of the studio, because the studio isn't even done yet. But when it is, you know, after that, you guys will want to see it, because it'll be a green screen, all that stuff, and you know, I'll put full specs into it. So you know, if you want to see it, get me to 100. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and I hope we'll have really good fun in the next video. So see ya. Bye bye.